Test, test, test. Dude, what the hell, man? Oh, this should surprise absolutely no one. We've been calling it for years. Wisconsin Supreme Court orders Milwaukee judge accused of child porn possession temporarily relieved of duties. And this dude is connected with Drag Queen Storytime. And a lot of these outlets, they're not going to focus on that. You're only going to get people alerting you to that fact on conservative media. But I got a somewhat wide array of different sources here covering this issue, and I thought I'd go through some of them. But yeah, let's go.
The state Supreme Court orders Milwaukee County Judge Brett Blumey to be temporarily relieved of his duties. He's now charged with 7 counts of child pornography possession. The judge had his initial
It was like videos of like boys being violently
appearance in court today.
Because he supports Drag Queen Storytime.
Tony Galley reports tonight, and we want to warn you, you may find some of the contents in this report disturbing.
Milwaukee County Judge Brett Blumey's Instagram page is filled with personal and...
Dude, that's Gwen Moore. That is the representative Gwen Moore, Milwaukee. Wow. Inner city Democrat.
Professional highlights on his way to the judiciary. But after a search in Cottage Grove of one of his 2 homes and his arrest, authorities say his computer activity on the app Kick links him to child porn, with uploaded images and videos consistent with child pornography through the Kick app on 27 occasions last fall.
The evidence in this case is largely based upon computer-generated records, which have inherent reliability and therefore present strong evidence.
The state wanted more than $2,000 to be put up in order for this judge to be freed from the jail here. But Blumey's attorney argued that would amount to punitive treatment, and there should only be Blumey's signature required.
But meanwhile, if you're like Kyle Rittenhouse and you defend yourself against 2 kitty fuckers, you guys noticing a pattern yet? You know, like the state and corporations and people that hate us tend to like kid effers.
Why is he any different than anybody else who was for the first time accused of a child pornography offense in this county? Those are cases that ordinarily result in a signature bond.
Blumey is released with no cash bail.
Wow.
What this case means for him as a judge, a different matter.
And I heard that didn't someone say, someone can confirm or deny this, but he and his gay husband still retain custody of their adopted kid. Like, that's... Wow.
Are you going to resign?
But and again, meanwhile, Rittenhouse, had to pay bail or whatever.
What would you like to say to the voters who put you on the bench?
Judge Blumey has been on Milwaukee County Circuit Court bench since August. His assignment, children's court.
Yeah.
As a bond condition, he's now banned by a court of having unsupervised contact with minors. The judge leaves this county's criminal justice system knowing he will return not to dispense justice, but to potentially have to accept its consequences. In Madison, Tony Galley, 27 News.
In the last half hour, the state Supreme Court not only took Judge Blumey off the bench temporarily, they also stopped his pay. Blumey was elected to be a judge in Milwaukee.
How about, like, full castration? Yeah. Is this the cross-dresser guy? I guess in a sense. I mean, he's a financier, or, you know what I mean, like a higher level guy who supported drag queen story time. And I have video that I'm going to go over of myself confronting some of the street level people doing the drag queen story time at the Cream City Hostel in River West. So this guy must have funded that via, let's see, I have a tab open of the foundation that he ran. If I can find it here somewhere. Where was it? Damn it. I'm clicking all over the place. Right, Cream City Foundation. Yeah, this was he used to be the president of this foundation, and I think he was instrumental in getting funding for drag queen story time stuff in Milwaukee. And, you know, a couple years later, they find him with a cache of, like, horribly, violently abusive, like, little boy, like, kiddie porn. Because we non-leftists, anti-leftists, anti-progressives, whatever you want to call us, like conservatives, I don't care if you even call us fascists at this point. Don't give a shit. We were calling this all along. But let's see. Wait, is this a right-wing video about this, or no? Oh, against government waste. No. Let's see. I'm gonna find another video from. Right, here's the.
Serve a warrant today. It's the first time a bureau agent.
Wait, this is different, I think.
Has been killed in the line of duty in more than 10 years. Correspondent Phil Keating is on the scene in Sunrise, Florida. Good evening, Phil.
Wait, what? That's not the same thing. Why are they showing me a video? That's not related to this. What? Hold on a second. Cream City Gross. Yeah, I mean, that's like a name for Milwaukee, basically, because a lot of the brick is cream colored. But yeah, it's probably like a double entendre, you know what I mean? Like a creepy.
2 FBI agents were killed while trying to serve a warrant today. It's the first time a bureau agent.
No. Milwaukee judge and former president of. Whoop. I'm like fucking up all over the place here. Sorry, y'all. Milwaukee judge and former president of an LGBTQ organization that sponsored Drag Queen Story Tower oh my god, events has been arrested on child pornography charges. Because, of course, Judge Brett Blommy, 38, was arrested and charged with 7 counts of child pornography possession. According to Milwaukee Journal Sentinel, he's accused of uploading 27 videos and pictures of child sexual abuse to the messaging app Kik under the name Dom Master BB. Wow, dude, that's pretty on the nose. Each count against Blom carries with it a minimum sentence of 3 years, with the potential up to 15 years, with a decade of supervised release. With 7 counts charged against him, Blom, looking at a minimum of 21 years in prison should he be convicted. Man, that's not enough. It's really not enough. So yeah, here it is. He was the former president of the Cream City Foundation, an LGBTQ advocacy group in Wisconsin that advertised drag queen storytime events. It sponsored, as well as a husband and adopted father of 2 children. I mean, the dude, yeah, he was allowed continued custody of the kid, as far as I understand it. Like, even after this. Blomy's presence on the Cream City Foundation website was quickly scrubbed. Yeah, they tried to disavow and backpedal and all this stuff. You know, I wonder if I should bust out the videos of me talking to the protester or the the drag queen story time people right now, because they'll try to like distance themselves from this and say no, it's not about sexualizing kids. Like right here, here's the disavowal right down here. However, Drag Queen Story Hour wishes to make clear, while Cream City Foundation has served as its Milwaukee's fiscal sponsor as a nonprofit, the relationship is strictly financial. Cream City Foundation does not direct or influence the content of our programming, and Brett Blome has never held a position within. Yeah, right, dude. It's just a coincidence, I'm sure. If we look into the Cream City Foundation, I'm a tab freak here. Cream City Foundation. Let's look at some of the people here. Oh, look, board of directors, healthcare corporations, Blackwell. Isn't that like a bank or a stock or something? Harley. United Way. That was Scott Foval. If any of you guys are viewers of Project Veritas, that was the Scott Foval guy who's connected with that beardo ginger beer McCucknuts guy. We got, of course, U.S. Bank. I like how I'm not even looking at their names. I'm just looking at, like, they tell you straight up. Like, they don't hide the fact that this is just a bunch of fucking, you know, corporate bankster cocksuckers. You know what I mean? This is just, you know, these people are fucking evil, man. These people are just trying to deploy, like, crazy arsonists into the street to distract you from all of the financial scams that they're involved in. I mean, that just sounds crazy, but that's where we are. I mean, like, the way I'm describing it is just like, I mean, that's just the way it fucking is, dude. Look at what they're financing, you know? Like, look at it. Simply look at it, okay? What do these guys got to say?
Spending the night in a Dane County jail facing child pornography charges.
38-year-old Judge Brett Blumey was elected in August. Charges are expected tomorrow. Stephanie Haynes explains what led to his arrest.
Online records show Judge Brett Blumey is a children's court judge here at the Youth and Family Justice Center in Wauwatosa. Now officials say another judge will take over his cases as needed. The Wisconsin Department of Justice says special agents arrested the judge, quote, following an investigation into multiple uploads of child pornography through a Kik messaging application account in October and November 2020. And, quote, based upon records linking those uploads to the defendant, DCI investigators obtained search warrants for the defendant, his chambers, his vehicle, and his residences in Milwaukee and Dane counties. According to the judge's campaign website, he was elected in August 2020. His biography reads in part, quote, Brett is a community activist, experienced attorney, and devoted dad. He has spent his career
community activist, yeah, so like child groomer.
Fighting for the most marginal.
So community activist, like marginalized communities, right? So all that shit is just about like getting around young, like getting into the youth culture and like corrupting it with creepy, you know, like creepazoid shit.
In our community.
Probably involves like getting like young guys and gals wasted and.
Before that, his website says he was the president and CEO of Cream City Foundation, which is an LGBTQ plus advocacy group in Milwaukee. His website also says he served as a public defender and writes he got his start in politics working for Congresswoman Gwen Moore and Mayor Tom Barrett. Mayor Barrett in a statement writing, quote, the allegations are alarming. Before he was elected
Not surprising,
to the bench,
but alarming.
The judge served as the chair of the Board of Zoning Appeals, an appointed board in city government. The reports of the arrest came as a complete surprise. Chief Judge Mary Trimiano says she's unable to comment because the case is pending. I also tried to get a hold of the judge for comment as well, but have not heard back. In Wauwatosa, Stephanie Haynes, TMJ4 News.
Stephanie, thank you. We wanted to know how judges in Wisconsin are prosecuted. It's the State Judicial Commission's responsibility. The commission can consider information from any reliable
source. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, no, I mean, any of us could have told you what the fuck was going on. You know, god damn, these look like a bunch of creepazoids. He looks like that guy on MSNBC. What's his fucking name? Yeah, here's the guy's mugshot. Let me bust out the playlist real quick. I don't know how many of these videos I'm going to be able to make it through, but we shall see. We shall see. But this is when I confronted a couple of these. You'll see it's dated about 2 years ago. 3 some odd years ago. You'll see the titles are pretty alarming. I don't know. Talking to these people scrambles your brains. You're going to see that in me. This is going to be difficult for me to watch, but you'll be able to consult this playlist anytime you want if you want to look at this. But here we go. You'll see how distracted I get by how fucked nuts they are. But we'll go through it.
Film it on there?
Is this the event where you bring kids around drag queens, or is this, like, not that?
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, it is that.
Sick. And I do mean that as literally as humanly possible. Why?
You look like the type of dude who would approach us. Yeah, I knew you were a suspect, dude.
You would look, you don't have like a leopard print this and dyed that and pierced this and damaged that and drug habit this and that and the other.
Excuse me?
I knew you were suspect, just kind of.
Suspect of like wrong think or?
No, we just.
You're suspect.
I knew you were the counter.
And now we know.
Not as much. I'm not with the fundy Christian group, but I think there's a perfectly secular reason why you could oppose this, or at least be skeptical of it.
Well, normalizing trans people and LGBT people is
With kids, I don't think so.
Yeah, then never read your kid a story about a prince and a princess.
Ooh, Prince and a Princess. This guy probably played a lot of Prince and Princess games, don't you think? God, these people are so sickening, dude.
It's not the same thing as like a drag queen, though, is it? Isn't drag like intrinsically sexual and druggy sort of a thing? You know? Kids are sexual. There we go.
Kids are sexual.
There we go.
Kids need to learn about it. They need to learn about it from like these creepy fucking malnourished, druggy fucking alternative scene people, dude. They need to learn about like rainbow dragon suction dildos, you guys, or you're a racist.
Yikes.
Yeah, you look like the type that wouldn't support that.
Every night.
Yikes, department.
Yeah, go away then. Bye. No, man.
Bye. Canceled. Yes, queen.
Then never fucking watch a Disney movie with your kid.
Good idea, actually. I mean, you know, does she realize how close to being based that comment actually is?
Disney movies are sexualized. That's also problematic. That's a little bit problematic. That's a little bit. Wouldn't you agree that that's a little bit?
No, it's absolutely not different.
I'm not saying it's problematic.
I'm just saying that's your logic, so don't ever.
I'm saying it's problematic. That's what I'm saying.
What's problematic?
Having like sexualized kids entertainment.
You didn't jack off when you were 10?
I mean, like, what the fuck, dude?
Because you're a boy, you don't know what you're doing.
Why the fuck is that the same thing? And like, I think I go into cringe. Like, I was more into like the cringe MRA sphere back. I don't know. I never really 100%. I get into circumcision with these people, but like, I don't think I realized at the time how linked all of that is. Like the circumcision, the gender transition surgeries, the abortion, you know, the Ritalin. Like, I don't think I really at this point when this video was taken. Yeah, roughly like, that many years ago. I don't think I really understood like how all of this stuff, precisely how all this stuff was connected. So,
because they cut my foreskin.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, see, I don't know.
That happens a lot.
So male privilege, right?
Yeah, see.
I wish that wouldn't happen to you.
It's kind of like I'm right, but it's like no one really cares, and the only way you can do anything about it is exposing these people for what they are and not getting sidetracked and derailed. But like, it's because I didn't understand how all of it was connected and done by the same fucking people. Basically,
I'm not sure why it's good to bring little kids around drag queens to tell them about deconstructing their whiteness and their maleness and why that's intrinsically good. I'm just not really sure why. He's like a fascist, like massa, and like that.
Oh wait, this is Beardo Ginger Beer McCucknuts right here, the guy that I have on video, like trailing behind Lauren Southern. I mean, he's hung out with the DNC operative. Oh man, we did a whole stream about this guy. I should have probably included this one, but he was minimally involved in this event.
I got time.
But he's basically like trying to brief all these creepazoids about, you know, what's his t-shirt say? F your racist grandma. Let me full screen this. It'll probably work out a little bit better. Let's go.
I'm not a part of the Christian like counter protest, but I am skeptical about it.
So if you're with them, if you're not,
that's false. That's a false dichotomy. Come on. It's a false dichotomy.
I'm with the people who oppose this. She's bring up Nazis now, I think.
There are no Nazis. Come on, dude. That's sort of a canard, I think. That's sort of a thought-terminating cliche, don't you think?
Yeah, and it's also just like not only about drag incidents. Like
it's about asserting that a little kid can be gay, which is sexualizing kids.
Kids are gay.
That's intrinsically sexualizing kids, yo.
Sexual, you asshole. Are you
dumb? Yikes, department.
Like how to be okay with
You just said you jacked off when you were 10. Kids are sexual.
That's not the same thing, bro.
That's sexual.
That's being solo as a person, not having an adult drag queen tell you about what's up, dude.
Well, who should tell you? The fucking abstinence crew? Like...
Oh, yes, actually. I mean, these are the kind of people that are brainwashed by mainstream media who think that, like, you're way more likely to be effed with at a parochial school than at a public school, which obviously, dude, anybody who's not a fucking idiot understands, dude. Anybody who's not wearing a fucking leopard print, this, that, or the other, like, look at my damage that's all romanticized or whatever, like, they understand, dude, you know?
You should stop bringing, like, kinky sex into little kids' lives. That's kind of weird, dude.
Well, they bring straight sex into people's lives.
Bring straight sex into people's lives, dude. That's normal, and it's not. And they don't do it. They shouldn't do it explicitly. Okay, if to the extent that they do it explicitly, they shouldn't do that either. But if they're showing like, romance between men and women, dude, like that's normal, right? These people are bringing fucking little kids around this sort of shit. Okay, we know now what's up. Like, this is like sort of like an I told you so while we lose, I guess. But I mean, hopefully this guy will go away, and then maybe some of these people will fucking get a clue.
If that, to whatever extent that's true, that's also problematic. Don't you see?
No,
Like, what's the
I got time.
Let's go to like Field Cafe, bro, and like have a craft microbrew while we complain about gentrification, bro. Let's go do that.
Yeah, I wrecked him.
Y'all are like, again, you could be totally secular and still be skeptical about this.
You can still be an asshole.
That's not an argument. I mean, fine.
It's an observation.
See, I'm an asshole for opposing this.
Not
How
a
bizarre.
Point in your favor to call me a bad person.
I don't have any favors. I'm just standing here.
Calling me a bad person because I disagree with you is not.
You an asshole.
That's a synonym for just distasteful person.
Synonym, not mine. You're dumb.
Distasteful, bad person is what an asshole would mean. And you just called me an asshole.
I called you an asshole.
So you're basically implying or flat out saying that my disagreement with you makes me a bad person, which is not an argument.
I'm all Stefan with this
That's
bitch.
not an argument. It's still correct. Well, I want to get some of the. If the Christians show up.
Wants to talk to you. Go.
If the Christians want to show up, I want to get them.
Nobody else has time. Go.
So they're also delusional. Like, they keep, throughout the videos, they keep implying that the Christians are actually physically there, which they're not. I'm literally the only fucking person. I'm a secular dude, like I said. I was the only person that came out to oppose this in Milwaukee. Like, what the fuck, dude?
We don't like you. I don't like
That's
you.
fine. That's fine. I got you on camera saying kids are sexual.
Yeah, I do.
I got time all day. All day. That's why we're here.
Problem hair, purple hair, like Lesbotron 9000 over here saying kids are sexual, dude. That's problematic.
But no, you're talking about kids being
Why are you
sexual.
still talking to me? Your voice is ugly and you're an asshole. And your face, I don't know which one is it. But go away.
It's pretty average, I would say.
Yeah. I call those people square.
It's not as rat fink as yours.
Yay!
Oy vey, the goyim no.
Oh no.
Gross. Your face looks like a penis. Go away.
And I God breeder, get out of here.
There's lots of breeders here. Go.
Yeah, but they hate their whiteness and their maleness, don't they?
No, but you
They've been properly indoctrinated by Marxist institutions that you claim
You can talk
are right wing.
You think? No, go away.
What's that?
Go away.
Go home, buddy.
Go home, buddy.
So we're sexualizing kids, and we got it on tape. They're admitting it. It's just bizarro world. 10 years ago, this would not have been okay. But for some reason, it is now. Oh, pardon me, ma'am. Oh, there's an Antifa guy. Here we go. Why is there a guy in a fucking bandito outfit? Why is that happening?
See, I was asking that, but now it's like normalized for people to just be walking around all sketchoid.
I guess this is the crew that's come to intimidate me, huh? What is the meaning of this?
We're coming back. We're grabbing water.
Rad. Gnarly, dude.
So yeah, if you're just joining us, this is me confronting some of the drag queen storytime people funded by the guy that they just caught with kitty porn. He headed the foundation that basically financed all of these events. And you can see, they are committed to not a mental institution, but to the cause of gaslighting the hell out of me for confronting them about their way the fucked upness relative to any other normal person. Yeah, so I think that these videos are a little out of order or something. I'm not sure, but like they might be applauding. Yeah, there was a little bit of a crowd that gathered by this point, and some local media showed up and they're applauding like the fact that they all disagree with me.
Excuse me?
So you're charming.
So you're going to complain about gentrification while getting like a $9 iced mocha latte?
This was bought for me.
Yeah, good idea.
Okay.
Why did I complain about gentrification?
I know your fucking script and I know your playbook.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
Me at all.
I know that you often complain about gentrification.
What's my name?
Hey, you can't make assumptions about him for being white. He can.
Harvey Sheckelstein.
All right, well, ask you me, you know.
The boom mic is out and everything. Is this going to like River West Currents SoundCloud for like seven viewers?
I just drank my smoothie. Shit. Goddamn, what was I thinking? I know. You only need one.
Where are the supposed Christians that were going to show up and protest this? Are they still at the...
There were some Christians praying in here earlier, holding hands and praying for safety and love and acceptance.
You want to step out of the sun?
Why is acceptance in and of itself a good thing?
They want you to accept the pedo orientation bigot, like MAPS, right? That's what's next. I mean, if they scrub this incident, you know, again, this judge being financier and being connected financially, and they try to downplay it, but yes, socially, like all of this having like corporate financing, you know, again, Cream City Foundation, this is the foundation that the judge headed, you know, kitty porn busted guy, that's the foundation that he headed that financed all this crap. They're standing here fucking with all these, look at what these bankers are funding, dude. This is what they hath wrought. These people, dude. This is like your next Tinder date right here. You can't quite see because I had a shitty camera, but dude, this chick right here has like a fake mustache on. It's like a blonde, like Napoleon Dynamite's brother. What the fuck's his name? Kip or whatever. His mustache.
Accepted by other people?
It depends on the type of behavior people are engaging in, doesn't it?
I don't care. Is this type of behavior unacceptable to you? I'm sorry. All of us loving and accepting each other.
Loving and accepting, again.
I just don't, it's like I'm so thunderstruck by this. I don't know how to respond. You can tell, like, like, how do you, like, look at these signs, look at all these wacko looking people with, like, what is this, dude? This, like, head shop, weed pipe, ear thing. It's like a dude that thinks he's a chick, like, Queens make story time better. Oh my god, dude. They want to fucking violate little boys, man.
I think you are, though.
Yeah, I forgot that was on the agenda. It's really obsessive. Yeah, that's what you wanted to be. Yes.
So that's more gaslighting. So opposing the sexualization of children is actually, to you, sexualizing children. Right.
Hey, dude, why don't you go get coffee somewhere? Oh, that's right. You can't get served anywhere in the West.
You are a man wearing hypersexualized women's clothing and reading anti-white propaganda in front of kids.
Yeah, yep, that's exactly what it. I wonder what happened to this footage. Like, did anything actually come of that? I would actually like to upload their angles. I mean, so you know, regretful tattoo convention over here. If you want to reach out, if you and multiple fanny packs over here, multiple pouches. If you want to contact me with that footage, no, okay, they didn't get that much footage.
How does it feel like when everybody gets sick of hearing your shit and they just walk away?
How does it feel that everyone can clearly tell that you have a basement full of like little boys ankles in a freezer somewhere.
Well, none of you have been able to mount an defense of your position, and so your eyes glaze over and then you walk away.
Thanks, I'm really bored of you, man.
You're boring. Who hurt you? Oh, do you need... What did that other fucking idiot say? Do you need some Alka-Seltzer? Like, dude, none of these are arguments.
You're losing your audience. We're all walking away.
Well, I'm not trying to catch HIV anyway, so... But, so you deny that child molestation is higher per capita amongst LGBT folks? You deny that?
Oh, man. I might get kicked off.
You dumb fuck. Go away. You dumb.
You obviously don't want to learn shit, so go.
Why are you deflecting away from one problem to another problem?
I don't have a problem.
Most people agree that the Catholic Church... By the way, the Catholic Church, secularism's on the rise, so bringing up...
And also, you're probably, again, like I was saying before, you're probably less likely to be fucked with at parochial school than public school, so...
Religious institutions...
The Catholic Church, we also need to bring about how many boys they abuse, like, just through the generations. Because that's more of a generational trauma. So if you really want to talk about sexualizing kids, we should start with the Catholic Church.
We should pivot away from this beak-bedecked person and how they are currently, like, ovaries, queers, queens, like, drag queens, and then kids, like, reading stories to kids, funded by a violent little boy fucker, okay? Brett Blumey, I mean, this guy, let's I don't know, maybe click around this fucking foundation, or mission. Whoop. Can I click around it? Nope. Oh, I guess, oh yeah, this is like a archived fucking website. But he's a juvenile court judge funding this fucking crap. And I can't believe the absolute disgusting...
But that's the point I was trying to make, is that people are decreasingly supporting religious institutions. Yeah, your movement is ascendant and gaining traction. That's the point, though. Your movement is getting corporate backing by, like, Netflix and Google.
What movement are you talking about?
The Pride movement.
Your movement gets funding from a fucking kid fucker who has the backing of the U.S. Bank. Your movement has the backing of this dude, this fucking judge, who has like 30 videos of himself, like, or someone else, violently. Why can't we form the right-wing D squads? Why can't we? Why? Just why oh why? By sheer numbers, abuse in public schools vastly outnumbers the cases in the Catholic Church. The main issue with the church is that the administrations would actively cover for and protect the abusers. Yeah, I mean, fine. Let's criticize that for the entirety of like the 90s and the 2000s, and then never criticize the other two Abrahamic religions or this like secular J lefty kind of, you know, obvious sexualizing of kids that has the backing of corporate America. Like I was saying, it has the backing of like U.S. Bank and what is it, like Citibank and all. I mean, just like you name it, probably they know the gay culture is massively promiscuous and like overlaps with. I mean, yeah, and it overlaps with pedo shit.
It doesn't matter. Corporates will buy anything, man. It doesn't change the...
It doesn't matter that corporate banker fucking kid touchers finance our fucking shit.
So you're going to deny rainbow capitalism? All right. You're going to deny that it's a boutique issue? You're going to deny that?
It's not a boutique.
You're going to... Yes, it is. It's a bourgeois fucking ivory tower, hipster, upper middle class white issue. Yes, it is.
No, see, I peppered in the anti-white stuff. Whoops, my bad, y'all.
With any sort of corporation.
I'm saying the general Pride movement.
I should have peppered in what's his name, Allen Ginsberg. The Pride movement being peppered in with that Allen Ginsberg guy who was, you know, directly tied with NAMBLA as well. So like the beginning of the LGBT movement and the NAMBLA movement are like fucking two peas in a pod.
Yeah, it is.
They don't want this shit. They just see an opportunity to make money.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
They're not making money off of. They're not making money off of that.
If you go to a store and see all the rainbow stuff, they're making money.
No, they're not making money by specifically targeting like a tiny percentage of the population. They're pushing a social agenda.
It's a growing.
That's what they're doing.
And they're smart to get on with it.
Do you think it's because they're getting? You think it's because they're getting indoctrinated? Do you think it's because they're getting indoctrinated?
No, I think they're trying to make money. They see that more people like.
No, I'm saying the fact that people are increasingly becoming like non-binary or gender non-conforming as kids. You don't think that's because of propaganda?
No,
I don't think that's because of propaganda.
The oppression is lifting. People are expressing naturally.
We've been around longer than your lifetime.
That's perfectly fine. I mean, I'm sure most of you.
You need to do research. We've been around for longer than you've existed.
This is not a new thing. This is not.
It's becoming an ascendant, trendy thing, though.
It's not.
Yeah, it is.
The fault of the
We're becoming more comfortable to be our fucking selves.
That will happen. That'll happen.
Accept it.
Okay.
Look at punk rock.
No,
it all becomes.
You're not understanding.
I don't care.
But it doesn't mean.
I want to exist without you trying to fucking stop me. Okay?
I don't want to stop you from existing.
What, really?
No.
No.
Why are you here?
Join me in cringing over that again.
Okay?
I don't want to stop you from existing.
What, really?
No.
What are you fighting against?
Because you're all trying to normalize grooming kids. Listen to me when I talk to you, woman. Look at this fucking gaggle.
When have I ever expressed the desire to make you not exist? You do look like a pig.
If people aren't allowed to get health care or the same rights as the others, that is not allowing them to exist at the capacity.
What health care? What health care?
Like when you get married, if you want to get health insurance for your spouse, but you can't because you can't marry because you're gay or transgender or whatever.
I should maybe click around. Let's see. God damn. Oh, okay, here we go. An honest conversation with a drag queen. This was kind of a... This is like flipping around,
Durst the worst.
On my old intro.
Durst is the worst. Durst the worst.
Durst the worst.
Durst the worst.
Durst the worst.
Durst the worst.
But that's why feminists are useless and ridiculous. You're bringing kids in front of drag queens. Like, what is the point of that? I still haven't gotten to the bottom of what the point of that is. Why the drag queens in particular? Why that specifically?
People read the kids. What's the difference?
Why them in particular?
Do you read the kids?
Why are you approaching me right now?
Do you read the kids? I have an answer for that.
Gosh, darn it.
Drag. So I am actually a drag performer in Milwaukee, and I also teach children. So for a long time, drag has been considered a dirty, like a.
It is though. It's dirty and degenerate, dude. Look at it. Come on. Do they have any self-awareness, dude? Like, hey, I'm not like a saint myself here. Like, don't get me wrong, but I'm also like not saying, hey, let's have the Durst read like stories in front of your kids hour. Like, but that wouldn't even. I mean, what am I saying? Like, that's not even anywhere near the same level of fucking fucked up. I mean.
Drag.
I think a lot of these fucking youngins would do better watching not only my streams but other people's streams that criticize this psycho shit that's become the norm.
Has been considered something to be ashamed of. And
yeah, I don't know if I agree with that, but I would say that it's intrinsically like sexual and like a drug scene, which is probably why a
drug scene.
Like it's probably why a lot of people are not
like a party scene
skeptical about it. Which is where.
Why would you say it's a drug scene?
It's like a party. It's a party fucking like dance club scene, isn't it?
Isn't that what it is?
It's like drinking, like okay, yeah, maybe they're not like snorting rails directly off the goddamn. I don't know. Like I don't fucking know, but it's at the bare minimum like get hammered and like hook up.
Don't you think that's what it is?
But in like rural communities where Big Pharma pushed like OxyContin and shit, and we're fucking criminals. Those are the bigger drug scenes. I think we.
I agree. You're pivoting.
Okay, there you go. Well, that was. Hey, wait a minute, you leopard print. Hey, that was an anti-Semitic dog whistle. Oy vey.
Into another thing.
Pharmaceutical Pharmaceutical industry, oy vey.
I don't understand why you do that.
Well, but you asked
what's
why.
the priority here?
I already agree with that.
Hold on. But you had a real question. Why drag queens?
Why is this okay? So she's coming in with like he's a fad and like, oh my god, it's like I'm so sad. You probably don't even have like tons of promiscuous sex and like, oh my god, and like get wasted all the time. You probably don't even do that. You're sad.
It doesn't matter. You asked why drag queens.
No, I wanted to get back to why do you think that circumcision should not be the top?
Oh wow, like MRA cringe. I'm sorry, MRA cringe, dude. I guess we were talking about that earlier. Oh, that's what happened. My video got cooked in the sun. That's what happened. And so like the previous like clip of this, or maybe even the clip coming after this, was kind of fucked up and like out of sync with the audio. So there's like bits of conversation that seem sort of like out of place and like MRA-ish, which like, okay, yeah, I agree, don't cut your babies, whatever. But we should probably figure out and criticize who's doing that. You know, but it's difficult for me to it's difficult for me to go through all these fucking videos. I can clip around though. This guy, okay, this is an example of, I might go back to that one too, but this guy is an example of how white guys need to not be.
Hi, I'm Richard.
Sorry?
I said I'm Richard. I just wanted to introduce myself.
Hi, Dan.
Okay.
Nice to meet you. We're having a riveting conversation.
It just seems like you're talking about a lot of things that aren't having anything to do with...
Did you man-interrupt her just now, sir? He just man-interrupted you. Holy shit.
Wrecked.
That's not important anyways. But
I love man-interrupting you guys, like, unironically. Mansplaining, man-interrupting, mansplaining, dude. Anything that pisses off these bougie, swipple, fucking lib cunts. Oh, shout out to Savage Audits, dude. Lib cunts. He's the first guy that I ever heard say that. That's my new favorite word.
The reason I want to talk to you was about the book, because I couldn't help it over here. We're talking about a lot of things, and the only thing I want to talk about was the book. And I'm hoping that...
Did you write the books?
I did not. I did not write the book. But I think it is an important message, and I don't want to talk about anything else other than the book C is for Consent. And I know that as a kid...
C is for consent, dude. Yeah, like the title suggests, do the toddlers consent to any sort of like lefty browbeating or indoctrination or hanging out with fucking just like River West creeps? Oh, I know what song I'm playing this out with.
Right.
Have you ever experienced that?
That's totally fine. I think what people know about the Drag Queen Story Hour is a few of the drag queens have been past convicted sex offenders.
Is that your concern?
That's one. The other thing is that it's not always, the books aren't always like C is for consent. A lot of them are like, let's deconstruct white people, or like maleness or masculinity is intrinsically like a problem, or stuff like that. Let's deconstruct whiteness and gender and stuff like that. And being read by men who are wearing hypersexualized women's clothing, I think a lot of people are just... Excuse me?
How is what I'm saying dumb, exactly? Like, it's clearly, everything that I just said was, like, based as fuck. Everything that I said was direct, assertive, intellectual, like, dead on the money. I'm fucking stroking my own ego hard, because what I just said was indeed worth 4,000 views. Fuck it, dude, 400,000 views. 30K likes, dude. Look at that.
She keeps like blasting me here.
I want to have a conversation with you. I don't want to think about anyone who's interjecting. Right. That's not going to be helpful. And I just want to know, like, what are your concerns?
You're dumb. They just keep saying that I'm dumb.
So you had mentioned concerns about the other drag queen reading hours. I just hoping that, you know, you might learn more about the specific book that's here. I don't know anything about any other drag queen reading hour other than the one that's here. So I can't talk to you about any of that.
That's what's up.
But I do think, you know, if you're engaging it, you're just helping me.
Oh wow! Look, hey, look! It's Dahmer's protege over here. Look at this guy. He's straight up. Oh wow! He just like slithered up into the frame like Dahmer would have. Keeping in mind, of course, that we're physically standing like what, not even like 20 to 40 blocks away from where Dahmer happened. In this video.
That's fine. Why not? Why are you guys not recording your own shit?
Because it's fucking boring, dude.
No, it isn't. It's illuminating. It's enlightening.
And they
This
will.
dude's like a bourgeois, boutique fucking idiot.
I want to have kids one day, and I think from what I've heard about this book, I can't say I'd buy it because I haven't looked at it. I want to go to the library, take a look at it.
Sure.
But it seems like a good idea because I'm sure that we all know people in our lives who have been touched in ways that they didn't like to be touched, even if it was kind of innocuous, made them feel uncomfortable. And I think it would be really good that if at a young age, more people learn how to be like confident in their own bodies, learn how to express their boundaries, and we're like respectful of other people's boundaries. And so
is putting a 2-year-old in front of like a drag queen sort of a boundary?
If you look at the pictures, we've all seen the pictures of the kids like kind of looking shocked and like afraid, like daddy and mommy. Usually mommy. Daddy is nowhere to be found. Why are you bringing me to this? This is sort of what the expression says.
A breach of a boundary or no?
I mean, I couldn't say.
Like, I remember as a kid even being weirded and freaked out by clowns, dude, and that's like innocuous compared to arguably like an intrinsic
I just call them like sexualized clowns because they are.
Which is drag queens. Like that's in and of itself like a sex and drug scene.
I would hope that
sexy druggy clown scene, rapey sexy clown drug scene.
Have with it, I would say from either secular or like I haven't seen the extremist Christians yet, but
I don't think heat. Honestly, I think that.
Oh yeah, gun.
Yikes, dude.
I honestly did look. I didn't see any like plans to come harass.
I think they probably still think that it's at the
Riverwest Public House.
Yeah.
I doubt that there was even anyone there.
Where they banned an Oi ban because they thought they were white supremacists, but Oi is not.
That's pretty stupid.
Oi is not intrinsically.
That's pretty silly. But. Anyways, I guess I just wanted to encourage you to like learn more about the book because I think that we could disagree on anything else, but I'm sure if you have like nieces or nephews or kids of your own, you would want them to learn how to comfortably say like, I'm not in the mood for a hug today, Grandma, or something like that, and I think that's a good message.
I'm not in the mood to be indoctrinated into like creepazoid lefty cult today. Single mom with a drug problem.
And
when's that book coming out?
You don't have to dress up like a woman and read it to him, but I hope you look at the book.
You don't have to dress up. This guy's like so wishy-washy about it. I think like I didn't quite get through to him, but maybe he's just like a really nihilistic, apathetic guy who has a really like to him like smoking hot hipster GF or something that he really can't piss off. So like, oh yeah, a sex offender drag queen reading to your kids versus just a regular like straight white guy. Yeah, what's the difference, bro? Who hurt you?
That you would agree with, generally speaking, and that's all I came out here to say. And I don't think any other conversation with people is going to be productive for anyone.
It's fine. I mean, I got somebody saying that kids are sexual, and that was yikes department.
I didn't hear that, so I can't comment on that.
Well, you'll see it. You'll see it.
Okay. Well.
The algorithm will suppress it. Very few people will see it, but if you're so inclined, you'll be able to see it.
Okay. Well, that's all I came to say. So, thank you for listening to me.
It's what's up, dude. Thank you. It's the Michael Myers getup, though. That's rad.
Dude. So yeah, like, oh, this be same event. Go.
The worst.
Oh, Durst the worst.
Durst is the worst.
Durst 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 the worst.
Yeah, I've lived here since like the 90s. Are you from Milwaukee?
Yes, I'm from Milwaukee, so I'm a public school educator.
Oh, cool. So you're a parasite on the taxpayer.
Yeah. I'm an underpaid professional.
Yeah, underpaid, 40 to 60K starting a year to not even work the full year. Okay. Yeah, underpaid.
And the kids don't even know how to read.
It starts at 60K. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I would still think that was too much because your test scores leave a lot to be desired with the kids.
Well, once we address poverty, inequity.
Talk to the Appalachians, dude. They're nowhere near as fucked.
Violence.
Poverty, dude. Yeah. Okay, she said violence, but is she gonna like, oh, the mean old cops?
Violence on the part of whom? Violence on the part of whom?
And trauma that our students have been redlined, people of color in this city, Because
Is redlining currently happening?
Redlining is just that's another magic word they sprinkle over a conversation and not really address the problem, which is just rampant, like, extreme crime, right?
Redlining is going on right now?
Oh, it's still the kid.
Redlining right now?
Our families still live in a boundary, but they can move wherever they want. But can they afford it? I mean, it's a real thing. Gentrification is happening.
Why is gentrification in and of itself?
Can't afford to live in the places.
So they can't hack it because they're black?
Well, when people are living impoverished, we used to have a lot of businesses.
Do you think whites know what it's like to be impoverished or no?
There's white people that are impoverished, Latino, Asian, absolutely.
Right, and so the Appalachian, like I was saying, or poor people in Waukesha, white people in Waukesha, the media would continuously call them white trash, okay? And white people will, as a result, call themselves that, because they're told that being white is low status. They don't have the same per capita rate of any of the social ills that we would talk about. So poverty is not the common denominator. Redlining is not the common denominator.
But they haven't been suppressed and oppressed as people of color.
Are they currently?
It's like they bring up, let's see, Green Knight asks, is redlining the separation of Blakes and whites through banking neighborhood school systems? I gotta look that up, but Blakes like being separate anyway. Yeah, they do talk about wanting, like, you know, non-white cops and stuff like that, and non-white teachers, and probably non-white banks, and stocks, and all that stuff. Businesses, they say buy black, you know. And the framing is really odd when they talked about, you know, the housing bubble and all that stuff, and, like, people being given loans, like, low-income and Blakes being given loans that they weren't qualified for. They would say that is sort of like, you know, like, evidence to suggest that they're oppressed. But it's like, no, that's kind of a bizarre way of framing it, because a lot of people are looking for a fucking loan, man. And if you get a loan that you're not qualified for, you know, fucking, why don't you be, like, more responsible or something? I don't know, man. Or just, like, don't sign the dotted line. How about that?
By what metric are they currently being suppressed or oppressed?
You don't even have to just color of your skin. You're driving the car and you get pulled over because you're black.
Dude, people actually fucking.
You think so?
That.
Oh, absolutely. I'm Peach High School. Absolutely.
Do you think it's because? I mean, it's difficult for you to admit this, but perhaps they commit a higher per capita rate of crime.
They live in areas where there's not jobs.
There's more violent crime.
There's not jobs for people. People can't support their families.
Dude, MATC offers, like, not only, like, you basically, like, get paid, like, Pell Grant cash every semester, and, like, a $600-700 refund in just, like, cash, right? You basically get paid to go to school. On top of that, you get, like, a free bus pass, okay? A free city bus pass just to attend our fucking community college. It's more than generous, okay? I don't oppose that, by the way. Like, I'm, you know, like, you could, a lot of these conservatives could call me a fucking socialist or libtard or whatever, but fiscally, I'm not, like, all about the fucking free market is God. Like, I'm more, I do support, at least if we were, in theory, if we were a more homogeneous kind of culture, if we were more of a nation, let's put it that way, I would support, like, way more of a generous safety net. But dude, she's saying there's no jobs, there's no opportunities. Like, that's one of the most, like, disingenuous fucking lies ever. And, you know, if there aren't, it's because of shit libs and their stupid fucking, right now, it's because of their stupid fucking shutdown policies.
Probably because of the crime, right?
Since this is...
Yeah, soft on crime policies, too.
Do you think it's because of the crime and the lack of upkeep of common areas and...
Who do you think owns these houses and businesses? Mostly over here. White people.
So what?
If the homes are not...
So it's like white people's fault that Blakes can't upkeep their neighborhoods. So this is the kind of people, you know, that are effing kids. Just a daily reminder. The people opposing us want to F kids, okay? Let me just try to get through, like, one more. There was one other guy... Right, yeah. There's one other guy who was fucking giving me the interrogation and changing the subject every 5 seconds and doing weird brain scrambling shit.
Do you think that, do you think that these terms have any utility whatsoever? Hi, my name's Dan. How you doing? Do you think these terms, racist, sexist, bigot, homophobe, do you think they have any utility whatsoever anymore? Or do you think that they're just like thought-terminating cliches used to shut people down who may not like twerking 9-year-old drag kids who have been asserted that they're gay or trans or something like that?
This guy is so... The entire conversation I had with this guy, this dude has this expression on his face. Just the entire time, he's so shocked that I would come out in opposition.
What group are you in?
Just independent. Not a Christian. Well, they don't seem to be here. I do have skeptical thoughts about this whole thing, though. I'll tell you that.
You don't think, the overall protest here is against, I've read up on this group and what they're here for.
Right.
They're representing a fundamentalist Christian perspective.
They're not here, though. He's referring to, like I was saying before, they refer to a Christian group that isn't even physically there.
Anti-abortionists. They're here to protest. They're anti-homosexuality, okay? And they're coming from it from an evangelical Christian perspective. Are we still having a conversation?
I'm sorry, I'm distracted by all the noise.
No, it's okay. They're coming from this from an evangelical Christian perspective, okay? Now, there are so many different directions we can go with this thing, okay? But let me just start here, okay?
Right.
Ben, I think is his name.
I can cite polls from Christian polling companies that say that, here, I'll tell you right now.
Well, they think that homosexuality is an abomination of God and whatnot.
You think that could have Leviticus, right?
I don't think that. I'm not.
I'm not going to use. Well, I don't need to use fire and brimstone language, but it's kind of like iffy, dude.
I see problematic elements in the culture. I could say that vaguely, but I think most people can agree with that.
What time do you spend in the culture?
I don't know. Not sure.
These days, that's true. You don't know, and you're always in some gay culture. You're always in some gay shit.
I lived around here for a while, but I don't know if that really counts.
Yeah, it does. If you live in this area that's being shown, this River West area, this is the Cream City Collective, or sorry, not Collective. That was another spot. The Cream City Hostel. That's what this was. So train hoppers can come through.
You can ask me stuff if you want.
He doesn't have much patience.
I'm scared. What do you think is problematic?
Well, I think a lot of people, secular or otherwise, are skeptical about bringing kids around men in hypersexualized clothing, telling them to deconstruct their gender and their whiteness. That sort of radical leftist sort of.
And they're past. A lot of times they're past sex offenders, and the judge that funds this was just caught with kiddie porn. Oh, somebody else, I forgot to answer the question. Somebody else in the chat asked when this was taken. This was taken a few years ago, July 2019. This was a Drag Queen Story Hour event in River West. This was on Center and Holton. This is the Cream City Hostel right here. And this is the little back yard thing. I think it used to be a school or something.
Propagandizing and maybe even sometimes sexualizing kids.
They just read stories.
About 10 dads and
how
trans.
whiteness is problematic, probably. Or...
No, do you know what story they're reading today?
But
it's just
generally,
it's not.
Maybe not today, but generally.
No, at the Drag Queen Story Hour, they just read stories.
Right. I've looked into some of the stories. They're kind of radical, aren't they?
They're creepazoid. I shouldn't have focused on the stories. I should have focused on the fact that they're all sex offenders.
Challenged, that sort of general, intersectional.
Well, do you identify yourself as white supremacist?
I wanted to get to this part as quickly as I possibly could. Let me just fucking... This guy is just bizarre, okay? I don't know what this guy's fucking deal is. He might be a mid to high level guy. He might be just a patsy, stupid street level guy. I don't know.
Well, do you identify yourself as white supremacist?
No.
White nationalist?
No, I think that whites are getting kind of dunked on. I think
We're getting dunked on?
a little bit, yeah, in our culture, yeah.
Maybe you are.
So your argument is to laugh at me? Okay.
And maybe you are. There's some more gaslighting. So it's like, because you're a loser. No, there is no anti-white sentiment everywhere you look. No, it's just that you're... It's like, you know... I think this actually might have been before they used the incel word yet. I'm not sure yet.
By the progress of inclusion and intersectionality that intimidates you?
I don't... What do you mean? I mean, like, it's explicitly...
Intimidates you.
Anti-white. It's talking about ending whiteness.
No,
yeah.
Does that intimidate you? Like, does this intimidate you, Goyam? Yo, do clowns dressed up in drag who, like, film themselves raping little boys, does that intimidate you, bigot? Yeah, it does, actually.
No,
sure it is.
No, it isn't. Name one famous person who's not like a total fringe person, just a mainstream, very progressive person who comes out and says it.
Well, people like, what's his name? Sean King and Jussie Smollett and...
Can you give me an exact quote from all that?
What the fuck? How disingenuous and stupid are these people? Name one person in the mainstream that is saying overtly white things. Like, you're not. I should have walked away. These people are not serious.
He's a fraudster, but y'all stand with him, or?
I don't stand with you.
That's cool. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good.
Yeah, how are white people being dumped on in Milwaukee?
Do you remember
when 51% of black men in the city have been incarcerated?
Is it because they commit more crimes?
She doesn't understand that black people commit more crimes.
Crimes or no?
No, it's because
they commit the exact same amount of crimes. You want to look that up for me, or?
Arrested 3 times more for nonviolent drug offenses than white people.
Is that all they're doing, or?
Oh my god, they're so dumb, dude. Okay, I'm being challenged.
No, I'm not saying that's all they're doing, but you're not answering my question.
They're a wrong thinker and you're bad.
They commit a higher per capita rate of every...
Do they not realize that when you control for Blakes, there's no gun violence in our major metropolitan areas?
Arrested 3 times more for nonviolent drug offenses.
They commit a higher per capita rate of every category of violent crime.
Being an asshole.
No, it's the FBI crime statistics, and...
Do you consider yourself a libertarian at all? No.
Hell no.
I don't know. I've been called a whole bunch of things, but...
No. Do you consider yourself
Hell no.
I'm calling you anything.
No.
She's trying to get me, like, she thinks that I'm like some, like, Lolbertarian, like a Lolbert, right? So she thinks that she can get me over to, like, the anarchist, creepazoid, like hippie commune kid diddler side.
No, libertarian.
Like, yeah, let's go live in a squat with a bunch of junkies, yeah, and like, yeah, burn.
Parents are misguided on a lot of stuff. I'm more skeptical of capitalism than they are, I would say, but I'm not like entirely. They fetishize the market. I don't.
On all the the shitty ass.
Well, libertarian would be like excessively skeptical about.
These people are libertarians. These people are libertarians. Dude. These people want like infinite fucking individual freedom, but also like insane like creepy fucking tribal collectivism, like, and just all kinds of coom and degeneracy.
Which I am somewhat, but not.
Here's the thing. If I can just give you.
Well, he's man-interrupted, dude.
Let me try to give you some perspective here.
I'm dumb and ha ha ha. He's a white guy. He's wrong. That's the depth of their arguments, though. Come on.
Let me see if I can.
I can give you some perspective.
Do you want to have a conversation?
Yeah. I'm just distracted. I'm distracted. I'm sorry.
All right.
In your argument all morning.
So let me try to put this in context with what the people here are doing and who they are counter-protesting.
Once again, I wish I had pivoted the fucking camera when he did that. He's referring to people that are literally not even physically there. He's pointing to Christian fundamentalists who were going. They said they were going to show up and counter-protest, but nobody showed up. I was literally the only individual that came and counter-protested this event.
Okay,
right?
Because you're not.
But it's the second or third time he's done this.
You're representing some of your. They're not here representing sort of an anti-diversity message. That's not why they're here. Okay, these folks are coming here because they're.
He's pointing to people that are not standing there.
Anti-gay. They're
right. That's
because they're anti-abortion, extremist,
Oh no, anti-gay, anti-abortion. Why is that on the top of their list? Killing babies, bringing little boys around, child molesting, genital mutilating, clown monsters, like turning their little boys like day terrors and night terrors into like gay nightclub, like Stephen King, like nightmares, dude.
Fundamentalist Christians, okay?
Right.
So that is what these people are here standing up to.
I guess there's some merit in protesting that, but I mean, for me,
no, it's not. What am I saying?
If they were just protesting, or at least being skeptical about the drag kid thing, I don't think that's particularly surprising. You know, a lot of this stuff's happening really fast, and it's like very kooky, in my opinion. It's very extreme.
What is your problem with?
Watch his framing. What is your problem with? How is he gonna frame this? Like, what does he think my problem with this is? What, from a shitlib, like, city-dwelling Bernie pin fucking wearing. What is he? He's got like. Oh, he's got a Wisconsin and Minnesota together T-shirt. Maybe he's from the Twin Cities. Who knows?
Teaching children about diverse cultures, diverse ideas.
What do you pose about teaching kids about diverse cultures, diverse ideas? Because you want to normalize de-donging little boys.
Well, that's very vague, isn't it?
No, it's a very. I'm asking you.
I'd say the burden of proof is on you guys to tell me why diversity is in and of itself a good thing. I think that's more how I would frame it.
Okay. This is not what's being read today,
right?
But it's ones that were read in the past. They're not sure which one's going to be read today. So it's Annie's plaid shirt and
gender confusion.
Good night, Darth Vader. What are your questions?
I don't
Well, that's not typically. I mean, I don't. You know, from what
I want to talk.
This is a gotcha.
I want to talk to this guy.
Arguably intrinsically sexual scene of drag queens. Like, why that in particular?
It's so fun to bring it around kids. It's fun.
In particular.
I don't think the drag queens are very sexual. Oh my god.
I think they're intrinsically in and of themselves sexual.
Aren't you opposed to teaching children about sex in general?
I think.
What the fuck? What the fuck, dude? Are you guys hearing this?
Of themselves sexual,
Aren't you opposed to teaching children about sex in general?
I think.
Are you? Hey, do you just? Are you trying to just like keep kids living in the dark ages? Is that what you're doing? Oh, you don't want to teach little 2-year-olds about like rainbow-colored dragon alien suction dildos? What? You practically live in the 13th century, Goyim.
It's iffy, dude. It's a little yikes department, dude. It's a little on the yikes department.
Yo, hello, yikes department.
No.
Oh, wow. Oh my god. Please. Okay, there's barely anybody watching right now. A few people in the chat, like, sound off if you understand that guys like this teaching kids, like, having the reins to teach kids in public schools or private schools or wherever, like, during the day, having the reins to teach kids about sexuality, like, that's not good for society.
It's a little yikes department, dude.
Can you sound off?
So you're anti-sexual education?
No, you're twisting it around.
He's fucking a freak.
Like this twerking 10-year-old drag queens being used to sell Converse. Desmond is amazing. Come on. Converse used this kid to sell rainbow fucking
that's
sneakers
true,
during
yeah.
Pride Month.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. The entire Pride Month that year was like really, really just a lot of people woke up just from that alone.
Oh, well,
like,
that's sneakers. That's not condom.
Oh, she thought I said condoms. Converse, I says.
It's boutique, bourgeois, corporate, like, we call it rainbow capitalism, right? It's.
How does that do with condoms and shit right now?
I didn't know we were talking about condoms.
You said condoms.
I said Converse. I said Converse.
So that they used the Desmond is Amazing kid to model like Rainbow Pride Month Converse sneakers and
condoms and sneakers.
If you want to wear them like that, that's your choice.
She already said
individual choices, even if they're damaging.
Yeah.
I'm saying
So first they say kids are sexual, and then they backpedal and say that drag queens are not intrinsically sexual.
firmly asserting that they are. That scene is in and of itself sexual.
I'm sure I could find a book that you have a problem with.
On the sidewalk could be sexual then.
What should?
They're comparing me standing there on the sidewalk, fully clothed, being as sexual as a man in hypersexualized clothing, dressed up like a goyle. Queers, queens, ovaries, like, oh my god. These people are just such evil, disgusting liars.
Outward public display.
Let's go back to the diversity thing. What do you think should be done with non-whites in this country?
I love the attempts on the part of this guy to like get me in all kinds of gotchas. Like, would you consider yourself a white nationalist? Or like gotchas, like, or cancellation.
Be done with non-whites in this country.
Nothing.
If you're opposed to,
I think nothing should be done. Like, they should be up to their own devices, dude. Like,
diversity,
they should.
What should be done with them?
Let's see if my response approximates that. Like, they should just be left up to their own devices. So should white people, right? Like, races should be left to their own devices. That's approximately what my response will be.
Take care of their own, and everybody should take care of their own people.
Yep, there you go. There you go.
But you should.
They look at me like I'm crazy for saying that. Hold on a second. Look at what is this cocked eyebrow look at me saying that? Hold on.
Should take care of their own people.
What was that?
You showed up by yourself today.
There's not a lot of people who have the cojones to come out here like this.
That sounds like a very libertarian perspective.
No, it doesn't. I mean, I don't know. I guess from whatever angle, I think you can't have libertarianism unless you have nationalism. I think that's sort of the point, though. You can't have, or at the very least, you can't have like indiscriminate open borders, and this has been talked about. You can't have indiscriminate open borders and a generous safety net at the same time. You can't like rationally structure a country that way. Obviously,
it's a freedom of association perspective.
Individualism, is that what you're saying?
Some degree of collectivism is fine.
It's collectivism.
And I think, and from my perspective,
clinic escort. Remember these people in front of the abortion clinic on Farwell?
From my perspective, whites are the only group that are being punished for having in-group preference as whites.
You're so ignorant. It's laughable.
So what would happen if I were to say out loud, I'm pro-white? What would happen to me, do you think, socially? What would happen to me? Let's go through the list of things that would happen to me.
About what happens to you. You're an asshole.
That's not the point.
Well, I don't care what happens to you.
The point is, I would be fired from my job. They would phone zap my work. They would get me fired. Activists of this caliber. They would get me kicked off of social media.
People
They'd
that
get me
F
kicked
kids.
off of payment process.
That's why it's like, why do we have to show optics to people that F kids? Why? People that F kids, like banker billionaires who F kids, finance this shit, and we have proof, okay? Again, the court, the judge, financed this stuff, and he had like 30 counts of like little boys being violently fucking assaulted on his TikTok or whatever it was. He financed this event, dude. I mean, he got the fucking, or at least he pulled the strings to get the financing for events like this in the greater Milwaukee area.
It's activists, Antifa.
And they spend an entire fucking hour gaslighting the fuck out of me for my concerns, dude. Look at all this, rosaries off my ovaries. Again, there's not a single Christian physically even anywhere near this fucking event at all. It's just me, secular guy.
I'm not worried about you.
That's not the point.
I don't care about your point.
Attacking me personally is not an argument. It's not an argument. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. But no, coming out as an explicitly pro-white person is met with way more derision and scorn than, for instance, supporting BLM.
Listening.
He asked me a question, so yes, he is.
Yeah.
I'm talking to somebody else.
Well, these leftist advocates, their eyes tend to glaze over when complicated concepts are brought forth. Like, hey, if all these other groups can have in-group preference, why is it bad for whites to have in-group preference?
That's a good question.
I'm dumb, okay.
No, that's an intelligent question.
If you understand it within the context of the racism that's clearly happening around us in the country.
that's happening around us in the country. Like, what will his example be? Like tiki torches?
Why your employer would respond in that manner?
So your employer responds to that manner, that disproves the premise, Brainiac.
When you come out and say you're pro-white, I think you're totally ignoring the clear context of racism and bigotry.
No, you're ignoring the context, because if we lived in this so-called society that you talk about, that wouldn't be the prevailing culture. That's sort of the point being made.
Out there, you don't have to look any further than the Charlottesville.
There's tiki torches.
I was down there filming it.
Tiki torches.
I got blasted in the entire atmosphere was pepper spray and bear mace.
What did you think about that protest? Were you in favor?
I think there were a lot of LARPers who probably got over it the next week on both sides. There were probably a lot of feds.
There were a lot of problem people on both sides, believe me.
There are probably a lot of like people who want to trigger and own the libs or whatever.
Hell yeah.
And when you control for all those people, there are probably like 7 white supremacists, which is sort of like
Cantwell, which everybody's cringe about, dude. Everybody thinks he's cringe
for like how insignificant they are. So I don't know. So is being pro
right? So like being a so-called white supremacist, that's not real, dude. Like nobody is that. I'm not that. I'm like nobody is that. It's just there's clearly a prevailing culture being funded by banks and corporations that says white people bad, men bad, right? It's fucking ubiquitous. It's everywhere. You can't escape it. Like, that's what it is, okay? And pointing that out and opposing that, like, come on. And also opposing, like, mass immigration on top of that. Given, like this guy says, given the context. No, let me say, given the context, that is not fucking extreme at all.
White in and of itself racist? Is that because Charlottesville?
No.
Because Charlottesville, yeah.
And by the way, I'm not even necessarily pro-white. I'm just saying, like, I observe this.
But why would you say pro-white instead of saying pro-people?
I'm pro-people. I'm pro-people being able to have their fucking boundaries, but like these people are fucking globalists, so it's all about like stratifying. It's like about getting into anyone's space and being like, it's not progressive and it's too white. Like that's what their shit is. That's their agenda.
I don't understand. How are you?
So it's like I'm not pro-white or pro-black. I'm pro-people. I'm pro like people's like cultural boundaries being not messed with. And that's what the banksters and the globalists and the warmongers want to do, so we oppose them.
Are you pro?
And they're funding shit like this to keep people retarded, okay? Like, identity-less pod people, you know. Look at this. Like the rainbow pod people, man.
Are you pro-black?
I guess so. I mean, I'm in favor of them. I'm pro them having like autonomy for their own people. Sure, absolutely.
Are you opposed to public education?
No, but I think.
See, that was a cringy kind of edit because I remember this. The sun was cooking the hell out of my device, and it stops like every so often when that happens. So I had to like restart it.
Most teachers probably don't have. I mean. Don't like 50% of black students come out of there barely able to read and write and stuff like that? No? MPS does not like properly educate black students or
I went to Rufus King International High School.
Your anecdotal
dude, Rufus King is like okay, if you don't know, I don't know if you know anything about Milwaukee, but like Rufus King, Riverside, and High School of the Arts. I mean, dude, beside that, the public school system is fucking, hopefully they're gonna improve it, but I mean they shut everything down, so like virtual, like remote learning, so-called.
This is fascinating. But
No, MPS is a fucking.
Are you in favor of privatizing all that?
I don't. This guy was just tedious. He's changing the subject every 5 seconds. But yeah, I've driven the point home. People financing this sort of lefty crap are billionaire, well-connected, like U.S. Bank and Citibank fucking creepazoids and judges and lawyers and whatnot, and they want to F kids. And they were caught. Wait, here's another video about the thing.
Your Honor, may it please the court and counsel. Let me start with the cash bail. I respectfully believe that the bond should be a signature bond in this case, and I'll state my reasons quite simply. My client, as identified in the report the court reviewed, has no prior record.
Damn.
He is a resident. He is not only a resident of the state of Wisconsin, he owns 2 residences here. He has substantial ties to the community. He is in a marriage.
So if you're married, you have property, and you're well connected, you get to F kids without bail.
And he has children, and he is committed to them.
Oh my God. Oh, by the way, yeah, like he has adopted kids with his husband, his gay husband.
Regardless of the, if you will, the seriousness of the charges or even the potential penalty, the presumption of innocence is still part of this proceeding. But more importantly, the simple question would be, why is he any different than anybody else who was for the first time accused of a child pornography offense?
Or like Rittenhouse, who defended himself against child porn fucking arsonist enthusiasts.
In this county.
Dude, we do not have a country. We just simply do not have a nation. We do not have a people. We do not have a system worth defending right now. I mean, we can try to fucking... I don't know what we can do. We can talk shit about these people. Make memes. I don't know.
Those are cases that ordinarily result in a signature bond, absent evidence of attempts to flee. There are none of those here. So as a practical matter, I'm prepared to address some more, but I don't think that, let's put it this way. He's a professional. He does own a home. He has no particular place to go but here. The state hasn't suggested any indication that he would go anywhere. And so the imposition of $2,500 cash bond is hardly the kind of anger that would keep somebody here who is as smart and as experienced and as professional as he is. On the other hand, there's nothing about a signature bond that is going to cause him to suddenly up and leave his family, leave his extended family, and leave the support group he has among his friends. He has a wide group of support, and that won't change after today.
Fucking God damn it, man. They need like a book burning or something. Here's another clip about this story.
News at noon, we've just learned that a Milwaukee County judge has been charged now with 7 counts of child pornography. The State Department of Justice says Judge Brett Blumey was uploading pornographic pictures of children on a messaging app. Investigators with the DOJ searched Blumey's chambers, his car, and homes in both Milwaukee and Dane counties. Those charges have been filed in Dane County. He worked for a while in city government in Milwaukee. Mayor Tom Barrett releasing a statement saying, quote, "The allegations are alarming."
Wait, I might have already watched that one. Man, oh man. It's like a rich, well-connected Milwaukee County judicial candidate and his husband, his gay husband, a gay adopting kid's husband. Defeated incumbent, has 2 properties, one in... Wow, damn, dude. Really well-connected motherfuckers. Running the Cream City Foundation. You know? U.S. Bank, fucking... Fuck. Scholarships, huh? What for? You know, like, what for, dude? Associate's degree in engineering technology. Bionic dildo dicks for trannies development technology. Oh, cool, dude. Wow. 4th and final year medical school. Okay, chick doctors who are not fucking qualified, dude. Or nurses. Like, have you ever fucking talked to a nurse or a chick doctor? I just always feel like I'm getting crappy care. Proud Milwaukee and transgender woman, all women's Catholic friend. Alverno College, Associate of Arts and Sciences. God damn it, man. God damn it. This is just a, this is just like wasting a whole bunch of money. MyAd, yeah, a lot of MyAd students. Just fucking A, man. It's like artsy fartsy granola munching, fucking rainbow farting, huffing, like fucking just hippy dippy fucking bullshit, dude. That's pretty much what it is. But anyway, I wanted to go back to this guy as per the request of one Do. I've covered this guy before. Native Soy Boy, he called himself once, I believe, or I think this is the same guy. No? Might be connected to that sort of scene. Brian Matthew Kim, and I'm a writer and educator living in Virginia. Here you'll find my portfolio, my work, list of upcoming readings, and a blog that I'll update at least once a week. Is this the guy? Yeah. Well, let's listen. I think he tells a little bit of a story here. Like, yeah, he's gonna read this out loud. This audio thing. 6-minute little blurb here.
14th, 2020. Breaking points.
Oh, that's right. This is the guy who says tweet. That's how he pronounces tweet.
Yesterday on our daily walk, something happened that really got under my skin. We were making our way back home, and there was a car driving towards us. The driver of this car, right as he was passing us, did something to make his car emit a very loud and startling screech.
Oh, no.
It kind of seemed like he slammed on his brakes. I wasn't paying attention to the car, so I can't say what exactly he did, but the sound made both me and Caitlin jump. I turned around to look at the driver, who was now sitting at a red light, and I saw him laughing at us, a kind of perverted joy on his face. He drove off,
so
and
what?
Caitlin said something like, "The joke's on him, he's gonna have to replace his brakes soon." And with that, she seemingly brushed the whole thing off. I had a much harder time.
So yeah, the chick was like more of a man than he was about the fucking situation. I wonder, I've been trying to visualize the kind of chick that would hang out with this guy, like total, like, you know, breeder kind of haircut, you know, like a riot girl, bull dyke kind of haircut. That sort of thing. Wears like an abortion AF t-shirt, you know. Liesel7 says, I worked with a judge who was also a senator prior. His niece kept telling me he was into sex trafficking. I didn't take much interest because she was a bit methy, but now I'm starting to wonder. Yeah, dude. Judges, lawyers, bankers. I mean, they're all into some, like, cocaine, like, kid trafficking, rapey, like, satanic shit, dude. I mean, they really are. It's like, it's not just like a caricature.
Time letting it go. The fact that the driver laughed at us indicated that what he did was intentional. The sound was far from an accident.
Maybe.
Not only that,
Who
but
cares?
we weren't his only victims. It was shortly after he drove away that I remember hearing.
Dude, this is why boomers are such assholes about, like, oh, you're a victim culture. It's like, because people that are like this, for some reason, get to claim to be victims, okay? It's boy who cried wolf, man. It's not healthy for society.
Maybe 30 seconds prior, presumably to another group of people walking further ahead of us. Repeated behavior, plus his unapologetic demeanor, meant that he was just fucking with us. He was being an asshole.
Base Chad.
Now look.
Dude, like total Cobra Kai move, hell yeah.
There was
I wonder, what's this dated? June 4th, 2020. Okay, so they were probably like wearing masks and looking like an idiot, so...
the time when I was young
Based.
and dumb too. In college, I'd sometimes go jeffing with my roommates when we drove through campus. This was a game one of my roommates, the one who had a car, invented. The rules are simple. You roll down your window, pick your mark, and say, "Hey Jeff," like you know the person. It was very dumb and very stupid, but we got a kick out of it.
That's just harmless.
The driver of the car who startled us was young too. A man, of course, because I feel like it's only young men who do stupid shit like this.
No.
He wasn't white, but
No, actually. Barbie out there. You know who you are. No, this chick, I mean, numerous chicks have yelled shit out of the car windows at me before. You know what I mean? Like, that's a total fucking lie.
Was, since I only saw him for a second. I don't
I mean,
remember
there's,
the
like,
type
drunk
of car.
party
I don't even
bitches.
remember the color of the car. All I remember is that smirk. That smirk said it all. It said, "I'm not sorry." It said, "I have more power in this situation." It said, "You can't do anything." And
the smirk, dude. This is how they're trying to pathologize white people, dude. And this is how they got the Covington kid. If you remember how he smirked at the fucking idiot, fucking native fake actor, like stolen valor idiot, banging a drum in his face.
Response.
The smirk to these people just denotes like, oh, I have power over you because I did a prank.
That's the part that really
What?
got to me. The reason why the driver could pull his little prank is because he knew he wouldn't have to be held accountable. There wasn't anything I or anyone could do except take it. The older I
Yeah, take
get,
it,
the
bitch.
less and less patience I have for people being assholes. If someone does something shitty to another person, I want that perpetrator to face consequences. Accountability is suddenly very important to me. I want assholes
I want
to
you to
learn
face
that if they do something
consequences.
bad or mean or spiteful, there are repercussions. What's frightening is that in those moments of rage, I often turn to violence.
I want fake, like, virtue signalers who, have the prestige of being perceived as a good person, but they're really fucking horrible, conniving, manipulative assholes. I want them to pay, actually.
When the upstairs neighbors are being loud and obnoxious, I fantasize about bashing down their door. After seeing the driver smirk, I wanted to run up to his window and gouge his eyes out.
Wow,
As we
dude.
continued our...
And this is like daily fucking thoughts from minorities, dude. When they look at you, I guarantee you, like, that's... if you see some, like, you know, disparate faction member walking past you down the street, they're wearing a mask, and maybe you're not, because you're based in Chad about this whole stupid fucking mask thing. Dude, I bet you fucking... dude, a decent chunk of them are fantasizing about what that dude just said, or something not dissimilar. That's a common occurrence.
Back home.
Just for, like, smirking and looking at him the wrong way, or not wearing a mask or something, or whatever.
I told Caitlin how much the incident with the driver bothered me. I censored myself and told her I wanted to run up to the driver's window and poke him in the eye. But if I'm being honest, I didn't want to just poke him in the eye. I wanted to cause severe and permanent damage. Now, before...
So, yeah, you gotta keep people like this, you know, you gotta keep people like this out of your neighborhoods. You gotta keep people like this out of your schools. You gotta keep people like this out of your libraries. You gotta keep people like this out of your daycares, out of your social work, whatever it is, dude. Out of your drag queen story time that you shouldn't even be having in the first place. This is the kind of guy that'll be fucking attending or organizing it. Why? How did we allow this?
Before anyone gets too worried, hi Mom, I'm not the type of person to actually do anything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not violent, and I'm awful at confrontation, so you don't have to worry about me getting arrested. But if anything, knowing that about myself only makes me feel more riled up in the moment, because it adds to the years and years and years of just letting things go. I equated the incident with the driver to a microaggression. It happened very quickly, very unexpectedly.
I thought the word microaggression was, like, on the way out in the past couple of years. I thought they stopped using it after people memed it so fucking hard back during, like back when Milo was relevant, for fuck's sake.
And we were left dazed, confused, startled, angry, powerless. This is also closely related to the experience of being catcalled.
Wow.
I think the reason why my thoughts turned to such severe and permanent damage is because...
Hey, can I fucking just say, I don't give a fuck if you're catcalled. I don't fucking care. Shut up.
Because I want these people, our upstairs neighbors, the driver, to experience the same kind of lasting repercussions that I feel being a person of color. White people are seen as the default. White people can think of themselves as raceless.
If only.
I cannot...
No, it's not good to think of yourselves as raceless, you disingenuous framing asshole. No, we're forced to think of ourselves as raceless or we get canceled.
I look racially ambiguous. For example, sometimes people will come up to me speaking Spanish, but in that ambiguity, one thing is clear. I don't look white. This week saw the death of yet another black person by yet another police officer. Rayshard Brooks fell asleep in a Wendy's drive-thru.
Okay, Rayshard Brooks. Okay, yeah, he pulled a taser on the cop.
On Friday night, and when the cops came, they performed a sobriety test, which he failed. There was some kind of scuffle as the officers took him into custody, and
some kind of scuffle, okay.
Brooks ran away with one of the cops' tasers. Another police officer chased Brooks and shot him 3 times in the...
Okay, there you go. He lies by omission, as all progressives ever do, 100% of the time without exception. He tells the truth up to a point. He says, yeah, Rayshard Brooks ran away with his taser, and then the cop shot him through. Like, okay, we see what you did there.
Back.
Shot him in the
Yesterday,
back.
protesters set fire to the Wendy's where the police shot Brooks.
Oh yeah, and then was it before or after? Then Wendy's gave BLM like $500,000, setting the absolute backwards precedent that if you burn shit and hurt people, you get cash from corporations. Oh, how delightful!
I get it. I understand it.
Or
You can treat people like shit for only so long before they reach a breaking point. Caitlin suggested I use a pillow to hit the couch. By the time we actually got home, then I had calmed down enough and didn't need to vent. But in another situation, in another context, I can see where I would want to tear down a Wendy's.
No, you're a disgusting piece of shit, dude. Wendy's fucking gave these people money, man. George Floyd's family, by the way, didn't they get like $27 million from the taxpayers? Why? Because their kid was like shown on TV like ODing on drugs that he took, and during that process he had a knee on his neck. There's no autopsy report that proved that there were any fatal injuries. That once that evidence comes out, like, how many more cities are gonna fucking burn, dude? And fuckers like this, you know, are encouraging it. He thinks it's okay. He thinks fucking a white person, like being recklessly driving, okay, yeah, because that's the fucking rule, right? Okay. And then doing a stupid little fucking prank, he thinks that's grounds to gouge his eyes out and then burn a Wendy's. Like, or, you know, Rayshard Brooks pulling a fucking taser of the cop on the cop and then getting dealt with. Like, that's cause to fucking burn a Wendy's. Even though, Wendy's gave them money.
Ultimately,
like,
the thing I find so disheartening is this. If we can't expect a complete stranger, the driver, to treat us kindly, then how are we ever going to reform the police to treat people of color with respect?
Tweet. This guy's a teacher at Queens. Yeah, he's like an English teacher or something, isn't he? It's so disgusting.
Put another way, if we can't hold the asshole driver accountable for his actions, how will the police ever be held accountable for their actions?
The police are hyper held accountable for their actions, dude. I don't know what you're talking about, man. It's just that the vast majority of time it's fucking justified.
This is why you've likely heard the phrase defund the police in the past week or two. It's a scary sounding idea that's not at all scary, as this article from The Cut explains.
No, it is scary because as soon as they did it, fucking crime skyrocketed, dude. In Milwaukee alone, it went up by it went up to 200%, dude. Murders. Like shootings and murders, dude. What?
I've said it before, but I think COVID-19...
Yo, Stephen Hayes, you won over $100. Shit, man. You want me to do a video by Gavin McGinnis? Shit, man. Head on over to subscribestar.com/DurstTheWorst and throw me some of that money, bro. I will be glad to cover that video for you in a stream. Hell yeah.
has pushed all of us.
$9 a month tier. I will do that fucking video for you all day.
White, black, liberal, conservative, to a breaking point. What we're witnessing is a release of the pent-up anger and fear and anxiety and stress and powerlessness that...
Psycho people looking at Facebook, sponsored advertisements that tell them what type of politics to have, and the politics are kooky as fuck.
We as a nation have felt for the past 3 months. Protests, riots, destruction, these are visceral ways to vent, to let it out. One thing seems clear. Many of us are ready for change. Let us take from these ashes and rebuild something better.
Rebuild something better, like everybody being shut down with fucking COVID masks and businesses rioted and burned and regulated and ticketed out of existence. Yeah, quote-unquote protesters. Yeah, I like that. They're fucking violent, bankster-funded fucking arsonist rapists who try to fuck with Kyle Rittenhouse, get dealt with, get some.
Chaos.
What does this guy have to say next?
So much for Sunday's tarot reading, ushering in a new era of control. I knew this week was going to be a contentious one, but I had no idea that it would lead to what happened today. After President Trump directed his followers to storm the U.S. Capitol...
No, he didn't. Stop lying. He said, fight for what you believe in. That is not legally in any fucking way, shape, or form incitement. It's just shut up.
Mob marched to the heart of America's democracy and broke in.
They were fucking guided in by the cops, blah, blah, blah,
the
blah.
Protest
Stop lying. They put their feet up.
Into a riot.
So he's okay, yeah. So I see what's happening here. There's one after the other. Like, and the other one I just watched. It's like June 20th. Okay, yeah. A few months later, he's got this double standard when it's like a way more mild and way less frequent white riot.
Turned into something of a coup. A doomed to failure coup, but an attempted coup nonetheless.
This guy's a smart.
At around 2 p.m. today, I opened up a tab for the New York Times and let the Senate procedure play in the background while I continued to work. Someone from Arizona was defending the state's election procedures when suddenly the audio from the live feed cut out. At first I thought it was maybe my internet or my computer, so I switched back over to the tab and saw a handful of what I assumed were Secret Service agents trying to usher out members of the Senate as quickly as possible. Shortly thereafter, the video feed went dark. That page also had a live chat among various New York Times reporters, and that was where I got my news for the next half hour or so. The reports kept escalating. People were gathering outside of the Capitol steps, then they started knocking on doors and breaking windows, Then they actually rushed and...
Is he gasping over this after we just heard him in... Wait, the previous podcast I did of his from months prior, he was like literally celebrating the BLM riots. He was calling them protesters and saying it was just venting over frustration. Again, it's like, no. Ray Shard pulled a fucking weapon on a cop that was deemed by that DA previously as assault with a deadly weapon. And that very self-same DA was trying to... We all remember the story. He was trying to go after the cop for, like, murder, like, first-degree murder for that.
Side,
it's like,
to the point
what?
where you've
That's
probably
like death
seen the
penalty,
pictures.
potentially.
A man grinning like this is a game as he...
And so he's like, oh, yeah. He's gasping in horror all of a sudden at this.
carries a podium. The guy in the Viking hat who reached the main Senate dais and proclaimed that Trump won.
Yeah, he put his feet up on the desk. Big fucking whoop. Whoops. He put his feet up on the desk, and he's going to pretend to kvetch about it for another minute and a half, 3 minutes.
The Times reporters were also quoting various Trump family members and those close to Trump. My favorite was Ivanka's first tweet calling the rioters, quote, American patriots. There were also a good number of Republicans who said something along the lines of, I don't recognize our country today. The thing is, though, Republicans let this happen. What's the harm?
You're such a fucking piece of shit, man. Ted Wheeler allowed autonomous zones in Portland to happen. He marched with them, dude. What?
Humor.
These people are in charge of teaching, like, 21-year-old girls, dude. Maybe not this guy specifically currently, but people with this very self-same mindset.
Hearing him, Mo said,
Corrupt
after Trump
people,
immediately
dude.
began to denounce the election. Well, now we know the answer to that rhetorical question. 2 months of humoring Trump will lead to this. And that's why these comments from Republicans condemning the actions of the rioters just makes my eyes roll. Republicans lamenting, I don't recognize our country, is like Dr. Frankenstein lamenting the creation of his monster. Here's what happened today, just to be clear. As Congress met to certify the Electoral College's results, a small group of angry, entitled, mostly white Trump supporters sowed chaos to disrupt...
Angry, entitled, I mean, how many of them were misprescribed some bullshit? You know, they're maybe drug addicted, maybe they're like junk food addicted people. You know, they live in a small town that's, whatever, manufacturing sector has been hollowed out by globalization and outsourcing, and what's left has been replaced by machines, automation, and immigrants. Angry, white, entitled men who actually fucking work for a living while this fucking faggot sits in an air-conditioned fucking ivory tower and fucking judges people with knowing absolutely nothing. He's just lied the entire time. He has no knowledge of any of these events. Every last fucking thing he said has been a lie. RWDS when?
Democracy. They're sore losers who are fueled by a petulant, childish charlatan, and the Capitol Police did very little to stop them.
You fuckers spent fucking 4 years burning the country. When Trump was being inaugurated, Antifa fucking flipped cars and fucking burned shit in the Capitol. You fucking lying piece of shit.
This is disgusting.
Yeah, no, not for the reasons that, yeah. No.
Once the Trump supporters were inside the Capitol, they hung a Trump flag, they hung a QAnon flag, they hung a Confederate flag. Outside, someone hung a noose. This is who these people are.
Okay,
and
whatever,
we're supposed
dude.
to come together and be one? Fuck that shit.
No, I agree. Fuck that shit.
If you're a conspiracy theorist who loves Trump and the
conspiracy theorists like, oh, poor black people are being systematically hunted by cops.
Confederacy.
Yeah, no, exactly. If you're a conspiracy nut, yeah, I don't want to fucking... If you, oh yeah, COVID masks are good for people. Shutdowns, oh yeah, social distancing, that's good for people. If you're a fucking credulous idiot who believes everything mainstream media fucking tells you, and you hate white people, yeah, no, I don't want to fucking share a nation with you.
So much?
No, I don't.
You can fuck off.
Yeah.
What are you contributing to society?
Yeah.
What worth?
No, yeah, what are you contributing to society, you fucking parasitic fucking public school teacher piece of shit? Indoctrinating the youth culture with this fucking bile, this garbage.
You possibly off.
It's just lies of omission. That's all it is.
Speaking of flags, I saw many American flags in the crowd, of course. But perhaps the weirdest thing I saw in all the coverage was a flag for South Korea. I noticed it on one of those wide-angle shots outside of the Capitol.
Rooftop Koreans, bro?
I have no idea who chose to bring a South Korean flag to a Trump rally or what they could possibly mean by that.
That's how out of touch he is. He doesn't know the meme. He doesn't know the meme culture because he doesn't care to look into it. Because he cares to look into some Guardian piece about it that lies because he wants to lie and perpetuate lies
But
to fit
as
in.
someone who is half Korean, I apologize on behalf of all Koreans. No marginalized group is a monolith. So even as record number of Asian Americans turned out to vote in November, and likely also for Warnock and Ossoff yesterday, it's important to remember
Asian Americans are not fucking marginalized. They're good, dude.
that not all Asian Americans think or vote the same way. Clearly there's one doofus out there being an idiot today. And on behalf of that dolt, I apologize. I honestly don't know how...
No, rooftop Asians are fucking based. Fucking, I mean, they're the ones fucking siding with the likes of Rittenhouse.
When this is going to end.
So hell
I'm
yeah.
worried that this is just the warm-up to something far larger and far worse on January 20th. After making it 2 months with relative calm, I thought that maybe all of my fears and worries of violence surrounding the election were unwarranted. Today proved that, if anything, I wasn't worried enough. This is who we are, America. We're only as good as the worst of what we have to offer, and it's hard to imagine anything worse than this.
Right. The guy's fucking just robotic and telling lies. He's just programmed to tell lies. Here's another fucking article I'm going to go over from the Milwaukee Independent. Dear white people, if you have ever said any of these things, then you are part of the problem. Let me get some fucking FF7 lo-fi again. That was nice, dude. Let me get that. Let me get that, dude. Let me get that. Man, now I sound like a fucking MPS educated fucking... you know? Ebonics spewing. Okay. Where was I now? I was somewhere. Doing something. Okay, yeah, dear white people, if you've ever said any of these things, then you are part of the problem. Got it. My dear white friends, I'm about to lay some hardcore truths on you right now. Many of you are the problem. Yes, you read that right. Many of you are the reason why these riots are happening. Wow. Many of you are the reason why it has come to this. This is especially true if you've ever, and especially in the last week, said any of the following. Fuck, dude, let me turn this down just a little bit more. It's jamming, but my earphones are fucking pretty huge. It's awful, but... No buts. In the English language, the word but is often used to deflect or to justify behavior. Police murdering black people in the street is awful. Period. End of discussion. Right, so disingenuous framing of, disingenuous end to a disingenuously framed conversation where they continuously fucking lie and say, like, oh, let me have that. Me had that. No, it's awful, but Blakes fuck with cops, dude. They fucking grab their shit, they pull weapons on them, and they get dealt with. What do you want me to fucking say about it, dude? They had at. They get to had at. They get $27 million. The George Floyd family gets $27 million fucking dollars or whatever it was because he OD'd. Let me had that. It's a bullshit premise, number one. Number two, I support the movement, but not these disruptive protests. I, for one, do not support the movement because they've done nothing materially positive for any human being. They've only destroyed and hurt people and terrorized people. So I do not support the movement at all. Or the disruptive protests. No, you don't. Right now, the movement is taking the form of these disruptive protests. They're the same thing. You either want police to stop murdering... If you do, then support the protests, even if you find them disruptive and frustrating, because that's Blake people fighting for their lives. No, it's not. No, it's fucking not, dude. It's people just responding to fake news media and just being horrible to other people, It's that fucking simple. It's that fucking simple, dude. And they're materially improving the lives of no one. All lives white. So, and by the way, this is framed in the little preamble. If you've said anything in this list, you are the reason that they're rioting and like trashing. You're the reason why your favorite major city in the United States looks like fucking East Germany right now. It's your fault, okay? Because we'll just pretend that makes fucking sense. No one said they didn't. Yeah, they did, dude. No, they fucking get violent when you suggest this. The conversation is specifically about Blake lives right now because police are murdering them in the street. No, they're not. Till police stop doing that and white people stop dismissing it, it's not all lives matter, it's most lives matter. It's not... Fuck. The patronizing language. Just everything. The patronizing language and the hubris as they are lying and just wrong and stupid. There are good cops. Not about actions of the individuals, it's about systemic, state-sanctioned violence against Blake people and other people of color. In fact, racism historically and currently is so embedded in policing that even if there weren't any bad cops, no. They commit more crimes, they have more interactions with cops. This is 20... Dude, Sargon of Akkad in, like, 2015, like, that dope could have set you straight on this. This is basic fucking shit. Same so-called good cops who are sharing BLM hashtags and kneeling with you now, cucks, won't think twice about kneeling on your neck at a later time. Who the dude, Milwaukee Independent is a disgusting, disreputable fucking outlet. It's just loosely connecting a hypothetical cop who puts a hashtag up with a cop who hypothetically unjustly puts a knee on someone's neck, and that's a opaque reference to George Floyd, who, again, it's important to reiterate, he was not killed by Chauvin, he OD'd of his own choices. Systemic systems of structural institutions, yep. That's all they have to say, it's gobbledygook, they never elaborate on what the system is. You ask them, they their eyes glaze over, right? If, you know... They don't elaborate, and they just, like, shove you out in multiple different ways. I don't support the looting and the destruction. No one says you have to, but please stop acting like looting nullifies the entire protest. Yes, it does. And definitely stop acting like the looting is just as bad. It's worse. Cops defending communities is just as bad as looting and rioting and killing security guards and killing kids, dude. Setting up the autonomous zones with the explicit and tacit approval of the media, like Mayor Ted Wheeler. I forget the name of the mayor in Seattle. Actually, Benjo, man, if you're still in the chat, maybe you can chime in. What the fuck's her name? She called it the Summer of Love when their autonomous zone was happening. I mean, dude, just as bad. The establishment supported the autonomous zones. What are you talking about? The media called it mostly peaceful protests. You see how like I just described what the system is? If someone were to ask me like, well, why are you angry about the system right now? I would tell you like that's what the system is doing. That is a concrete, direct example of something that the system is doing that I don't fucking like. Jenny Durkin, yeah, so she fucking, you know, amongst other officials, like city council officials and everything, called it like Summer of Love, this, that, and the other. Like, they were fucking supporting it. Ugh. Number 6. Just because I'm white doesn't mean my life has been easy. Of course not. Everybody struggles, but being white has never been one of those struggles, except for affirmative action, except for if you're in a corporate or academic setting where they're forcing you to take like a Robin DiAngelo, like deconstruct your whiteness seminar. You know, you're poor, you're struggling. Lakeisha or whatever, like you looked at it the wrong way and you get fired, or you tweeted out Trump is your president and you got fired because of yada yada yada. White dude, what are you talking about? How many examples do I need to fucking get? Like Rittenhouse defending himself while defending the city during a riot. He's like considered a white supremacist by the establishment. The Covington kids, dude. How many fucking examples do I need to give you? Interracial violence being overwhelmingly a Blake on white issue, and the media never covering it honestly. How many fucking examples, bro? Being handicapped is a struggle. Being a woman, no. It's a struggle to disassociate. Being an immigrant is a struggle, but being white has never been a struggle, except for all the examples that I just gave you. It's not, and being a person of color is not a struggle only insofar as like the good folks don't want to be around like people that would agree with this fucking You know what I mean? They don't want to associate with people that would find this list to be enlightening in any way. You know? I really wish they would protest peacefully. Of course you do. They're easier to ignore that way. Yeah. And what you really want for them is to die more quietly. People of color have been peacefully protesting for hundreds of years. It hasn't been all that successful. The reason riots are violent demonstrations work is because it makes people, especially white people, uncomfortable. They're just like straight up telling you that they want to hurt you. They're straight up saying that they want to hurt you and that you should be thrilled, or maybe you shouldn't be thrilled about it, but you should accept it. You should accept being put on edge and feel terrorized in your own community. Like, if you have kids, if you have white kids, you should be stoked that you're being put on edge, and like peace of mind in your own community is being fucked with by the establishment every day. You should be pumped about that. You should be pumped about Clown World, dude. Exactly what, yeah, see? Exactly where you need to be. See? People only pay attention to the extreme. It's not legitimate, though. It's based on lies. We've already been over this. I don't see color. See, this is the boomer take, though. Everybody does see color. No, I actually agree. You are lying to yourself. But the problem is that they only attack white people for trying to play the game that they've been given. Like, the rules of the game they've been given. Like, if you came up in the 80s and 90s, the rules of the game that you were given were like, just don't see color, don't see race, see everybody as an individual, don't prejudge, right? Then sometime around like, I don't know, 2008 to 2013 rolled around, like the tail end of Obama's second term, and every other person was talking like, oh, if you're white, you can't be a victim of this, or you're always a perpetrator of that. You know, then all of a sudden, they flipped that game, right? And then all the admittedly like boomers and Gen X people who were trained their whole lives to never see color, they started saying, I don't see color, right? And then this shit started, like, then they started deconstructing people's white identity, like, you don't see color, then you also don't see their culture. If you don't see color, then you erase their very identity. If you don't see their color, then you also... So their culture is like looting Nike stores and hurting people, dude, when they're angry. Like, that's not a culture I want near me. You know? I don't fucking want that. I don't want to fucking... I don't want to stare into that abyss and become it either, right? Like, I don't want kids to have to go to school with that and come out like Slim Shady or like Juggalos. You know? Hold on. Turn this down just a little bit. Yeah. Shouldn't have committed a crime. I agree with that. Where's the lie? This one is a big one for me. Consider me triggered. A boy who steals a can of pop from 7-Eleven does not deserve to be shot in the back 3 times. That's not what they're shot for. A man illegally selling CDs on a street corner doesn't deserve to be shot in the death in front of a record store. A man selling cigarettes. Okay, dude, all these people fought with cops. Didn't they? No, this guy said... Which one was this guy? A man who runs a red light does not deserve to be shot while reaching for his registration. I think he was the one who said, I have a gun, and then he reached for it, and the cop repeatedly said, no, 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 no. I forgot his name. This isn't about their crimes, this is about racialized policing. Stay on topic. No. More patronized language as they fucking lie to you. More patronizing, fucking brainwashing language as they fucking lie and abuse you. Black people kill white people too. Like, way the fuck more. Yes, murderers exist in every race and walk of life, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about police brutality and reality as black officers are not murdering unarmed white men in the street. They're not murdering unarmed black men in the street. In fact, the black cop in Milwaukee that the Sherman Park riot was based on, he was defending himself, I think, right? Gangbanger was doing like the standard running from cops, and then he wheeled around with a piece, and yeah, dude, you play quick draw with someone who's professionally trained to shoot. Hey, dude, you know, what the fuck's gonna happen? What's gonna happen, dude? Okay? If any of you are guilty of saying any of the above, then I have unsettling news for you. You are the reason it has come to this. You are the reason peaceful protests haven't worked. They haven't worked because you haven't been listening. You haven't been learning. These riots are happening because you have left black people no other choice. Wow, dude. These riots are happening because no matter how black people have said it, taking a knee, marching the streets, bumper stickers, banners, signs, all generously funded by the banks, by the way. You still don't get it. It's like you still don't get, like, you need to give us money and, like, prostrate yourselves and cut your own throats, basically. Doesn't mean you're racist, bad people. Yeah, except we're gonna fucking cancel you if you don't agree. It only means you're white, and that's not a crime, any more than being black is. The difference is police aren't going to shoot you in the streets for it. Wow, dude. Actual writer Patrick Benjamin. Who the fuck is this idiot, dude? Let's get a face associated with Patrick Benjamin, okay? Writer. I don't know if he's from Milwaukee or not. Is this the guy? Whew. This can't possibly be it. He looks like an actor. Like a Hollywood actor or something. Or like a failed... Wait, no, these are his books? I don't know, man. Where's the yay? Patrick Benjamin is a really... Seems like a common name. I don't know. What's this now? Aha! More bullshit. Okay. From the Milwaukee Independent, dude. This is a garbage fucking publication. I got a kick out of the recent video you showed of owning that soy boy in the mask who was arguing about abortion. Yeah, I might actually play that one at the end of the stream. Okay, Milwaukee Independent, that's some bullshit. Right-wing violence, white supremacist groups found behind most of this year's domestic terrorist attacks. Not true. That's bullshit, man. White supremacists and other right-wing extremists have been responsible for 67 of domestic terror attacks and plots so far this year. At least half of that violence targeting protesters. Bullshit, dude. Bullshit. One need only watch, not just myself, but anyone who's been covering this for the past 4 fucking years, dude. Just know. The report found only one single deadly far-left attack in 2020, the shooting of Aaron Danielson, a right-wing activist by self-described anti-fascist during a protest in Portland. Yeah, and BLM outright encouraged it. They said good, he's a proud boy. Like, good. They straight up said that. No. See, these 41 politically motivated attacks, I guarantee you, are like a poop swastika, right? You know, it's like... It's probably like a fake noose, like someone found a spool of thread on a college campus and then took a picture and it blew up on fucking Twitter as a fake noose incident. It's like the Southern Poverty Law Center fucking cooking the books, dude. No, it's Antifa and BLM, dude. Yeah, no, it is. We have it on fucking video. It's just that it doesn't... It's catch and release. Again, if you follow people like Andy No, you know that these guys get caught and released. We have, like, mountains of fucking mugshots of these meth heads, dude. They get their mugshots, and then they fucking release them or give them a slap on the wrist, dude. And I guess they don't mark it as terrorism. This is fucking bullshit, dude. Like, several dozen people died from the George Floyd riots, dude. And, you know, that's like... whatever. It's not even including, like, people's livelihoods that have been fucking ruined and they might as well be dead, right? This is all just, like, cooking the books and lies of omission. Don't even need to fucking... Garrett Foster, dude. Garrett Foster pulled a gun on somebody, so this is just a straight up fucking lie, dude. This entire... We don't even need to fucking read this shit. It's just garbage. It's just straight fucking garbage, dude. Trying to acquit it... No. Yeah. Terrorism is defined as the deliberate use or threat of violence by non-state actors in order to achieve political goals. So, yeah, 4 straight years of Antifa, however many fucking riots we've documented them. Absolute fucking horseshit. But in the spirit of honoring, actually, what's his name? Savage Audits, I wanted to play the video that dude mentioned. If you guys haven't seen this video of me fucking, I think this is fucking cool what I did. This guy was out there demeaning this fucking, like, anti-abortion protester. This fucking wanker. I just stepped up and decided to have a little fun. Play, damn it.
Yeah, actually. It's been scientifically proven. You guys are trying to talk to me about science. Yes, evolution is a real thing. It's been proven.
Like evolution is a theory. There's nothing that proves.
Oh, no, it's not a theory. It was a theory when Darwin introduced it, but then it became an actual fact once it's been proven over the last 100, 200 years.
You think your ancestors hung around in trees?
Yeah, I do actually. I mean, if we go back like a few hundred thousand generations.
He's getting blacked. They hang out in trees.
Oh, was it the devil that deceived me? Was it the devil?
That's not the devil.
All powerful. How could there be a devil that exists?
Yes, the God of this age blinds the minds of unregenerate men lest the glorious light of the gospel shine.
Can you run that by me one more time? None of that made any sense.
The God of this age,
wanker,
Satan, blinds the minds of unregenerate, unborn again men,
so
that the glorious light of the gospel.
Look at how this dude's clearly patronizing the Christian dude. He's engaging in good faith, right? Because he's a man of faith, clearly. And this guy, this idiot with a mask on, outside, right? An outdoor mask wearer, okay? He's got plenty of fucking condescending things to say. By the way, this is like the Lower East Side, kind of downtown Milwaukee area. There's an abortion clinic over here. The guys like this are out in front of protesting a lot, and you'll see like wankers like this trying to get their little Christopher Hitchens moment in. They fail, of course. Like Christopher Hitchens was one of the original edgelords in a way. You're not gonna, like, a limp-wristed wanker like this is not gonna fucking.
Well,
should I go worship
it
the
takes
one true
God
God,
to lift
Satan?
the blinders. Someone to come into your, I'm sure.
Get behind me, Satan.
That you are a sinner in need of a Savior. Same thing as me. I had to come to the realization that I could not save myself, and that God provided that salvation through His Son, who was here a little over 2,000 years ago, and was falsely accused and crucified, nailed to that cross, died, that He was laid in the tomb, and 3 days later, just as He said, He rose again. That is the gospel, and that's what you need. You need to agree with God that you're a sinner in need of a Savior.
Oh no, I would agree that I'm a sinner, but I would not agree by your laws. But I would not agree that I need salvation. I think I'm doing just fine on my own.
You have a fucking snot rag on your face, dude, and you think you're healthy.
You know, I've got a job lined up. I've got a girlfriend. I'm doing just fine on my own. I've got money. I've got a house. I've no plans on having kids.
But you have
of course not.
You have no peace.
Cuck.
Oh no, but
Dude, your GF's fucking black dudes behind your back. Did you know that? Never mind. Anyway, continue.
What's behind my back?
Your GF's fucking black dudes behind your back. You know that?
What's wrong? Excuse me, one more time. I literally can understand what you're
I
saying.
literally wear a face cap on because I'm an idiot.
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah, you're really...
You fucking idiot. You're wearing a mask.
Dude.
This guy's wearing a mask. Can you believe it?
Yeah, y'all are pro-life, but you won't wear a mask. That's just so, like...
We're all dropping dead from this thing, right? Fucking idiots.
Yeah, actually,
Well, that's what you need. You need
You're an idiot,
you need
dude.
the Lord Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I'm an idiot for believing that
There's a
pandemic that's going on.
What is the pandemic doing exactly?
No, stay back. No, the pandemic
Social distance, dude.
is killing hundreds of thousands.
It's like not. My figure is probably not even right.
30,000 people in 30,000 people in 2 flu seasons, idiot.
It's probably like less than
In a
that.
fucking country of 350 million, that's nothing. You're a fucking retard, dude. Kill yourself. Wow. You're a fucking idiot. You're wearing a fucking face mask, dude. Look at this fucking retard.
Fuck away from me. Fucking help. Go touch some
Yeah, your girlfriend fucks black dudes behind your back, cuck. Fuck you. There's no such thing as racism. They burn cities, cuck.
Hell yeah.
They burn cities, dude. Fuck you.
There's absolutely no such thing.
Cuck faggots. Oh my god. fucking hate these hedonistic sacks of shit, dude. Society's crumbling because of these people. I swear to fucking God.
Yep.
There's no such thing as racism. There's no such thing as sexism. These people just want to fuck kids and kill babies and burn cities. That's it. Pandemic, dude. They want to conceal their identities while they do it.
Where am I fucking wrong, dude? Where am I fucking wrong? Let's see if this song is on here to play us out. Because I think I've had just about enough of that for now. The song might suck, by the way. But it's kind of... I don't really remember it. But yeah. Subscribestar.com/Duerstream if you want me to do a video request.
Misunderstood. For better or for good enough. I'm losing sleep. The River West creeps, they keep knocking at my door. Let them in, they throw a party and they pass out on my floor and make me think, God, am I losing it? Said if I kept talking it would make you wanna leave me. Are you gone yet? Are you still